Hello, it's Professor Rebecca Kennedy, and I am here today to talk to you a little bit about why we study history. So many of you have probably studied history in the past and you didn't really enjoy it very much. That's a pretty common experience. Usually people either love history or they despise it. There's not a lot of in between with history. And that usually has to do with their experience of learning history in elementary, middle, or high school. And a lot of teachers didn't make it very exciting or didn't make it seem relevant to them. And someone who loves history, that's a shame because I see how wonderful it is. And I hope that this course can kind of start to change your mind or your opinion if you didn't like history very much. I hope that you start to see the benefit of it. But what I want to do is really quick share with you 3 reasons why I believe studying history is really important. The first is context. So the first reason I think that we study history is to give us context for who we are and what we're doing in this world. Who came before us? How did we get to this place? Just like we have mothers and fathers and grandparents who came together to produce us, they have a story. Because of that, we are here. The same is true for history in general. We didn't get here, we didn't have the problems that we have today out of nowhere. They occurred because things had happened in the past. And by understanding the story of the past, the context, we'll say, you can make more sense of the present. So really, history looks back in many ways to understand the present and to understand yourself. So that's number 1, context. Number 2, history is a moral science. What that means is that when we study history, when we look at the men and the women who lived before us, the decisions they made, we get to put ourselves in their shoes. And we get to look at those decisions and we get to say, did they make the right decision? Was there a better decision? Would I have acted differently? We become moral actors in the story. We get to say, you know what? I might have made the same choice they made, but they didn't make a very good choice. And this was the consequence as a result. This is where you hear people say, we study history so it doesn't repeat itself. We get to learn lessons from the past and put them into our context today. So first, we study history for context. Second, we study history to give us, act as a moral science, to teach us really. It's instructive. Third, we study history to gain empathy. So I may never have experienced something like the Holocaust or Pompeii with a volcano exploding and my whole town being covered in ashes, or I may never experience the plague, or I may never have actually lived through slavery myself. But I can actually put myself into the shoes of that person or people who experience those things, and I can start to see the world and experiences through their eyes, and I can gain some empathy through their experiences. And then I take that lesson and I can apply it to my relationships today. So I can have empathy, even though I may never have experienced something physically. I can draw on the lesson that I have learned from learning about other people, and I can apply it to today. So 3 reasons for studying history: context, it's a moral science, so learn life's lessons. We could say we learn wisdom. And then 3, empathy. Really the 3 reasons that we want to study history. And I really hope that because of the assignments that this amazing university has developed, you're able to walk away with those 3 things. And I think you will. Again, as always, if you have any questions or need any help, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can email me, rebecca.kennedy@columbiasouthern.edu, or you can give me a call. It's best to schedule an appointment. I look forward to seeing you in class.